Hi, English 12, it's Mrs. Rianda, and I hope you had a fantastic weekend. And I also hope you noticed the update that I posted last week, as well as the message I sent to you in Schoology regarding really two important things. One thing that I think I hope you're really excited about. I did extend the due date for the first draft of your definition essay. Remember, initially that was due on Sunday because everything is due on Sundays, right? Well, I decided to extend the time a little bit to Wednesday, March 5th. So your first draft is due by Wednesday this week. Now the thing is, we do have TCAP testing this Wednesday, as you can see right there. However, this is not due on Wednesday, it's due by Wednesday. So you have all the time from now through Wednesday to complete it. Definitely complete it sooner, but if you need it, you have until Wednesday by midnight. So definitely take advantage of these extra couple of days to submit your rough draft. Another important announcement, maybe that you're not too excited about, not as much as you might be about the extension for the first draft, is TCAP testing. So this week, on Wednesday and Thursday, if you are a full-time 7th through 10th grade full-time student at Jeffco Virtual, then you are required to attend TCAP testing at the Jeffco Ed Center. It starts at 7:30, so be there by 7:30. And one more cool thing about it is that if you are a 9th grader, now there are some 10th graders taking this course, but if you are a 9th grader, I will be proctoring the 9th grade. So I will actually be your proctor for the TCAP. So I thought that was pretty fun. I'd be excited to meet a lot of you guys. Okay, so let's get started here. So we're clicking on materials, and we're working on the last session of our Unit 6 definition essay. And as you can see right here, Session 4 is a 2-week session. So all the work in Session 4 is not due this Sunday, it's due the following Sunday on March 16th. Now the reason that it's extended is really two reasons. Number one is TCAP. You needed a lighter workload for the next 2 weeks, so I thought this would be the perfect session actually to break up into 2 weeks because you are going to be submitting your final essay, and it gives you some extra time. Also, if you don't need the extra time, then you can really use this time as basically a catch-up with making up any of the work from Unit 6. So it's really a win-win situation. So click on Unit 6. Again, here is that 2-week disclaimer from March 3rd through the 16th. It's due before midnight or by midnight on the 16th. Watch the weekly update video and the session plan. So we are going to be working on the very last session of Unit 6, and in this session you'll be doing a really in-depth work with revision and editing on your definition essay. So by the time that you are done with this unit, you'll be very proud of your work. So like I mentioned, this is a 2-week session. You're going to be busy taking the TCAP the next 2 weeks, so the workload is lighter. And if you complete the work earlier, then you can use the rest of the time as an opportunity to submit some late work from Unit 6. But if you are all caught up, then you are all set. On Unit 6, the late work is due by the 21st. So remember, I always give you about a week after the session closes or the unit closes. So the end of the unit is the 16th, so I give you until the 21st to submit late work for up to 85% credit. So that's pretty huge. And also the weekly help session that I host on Wednesdays at 1 o'clock is canceled because you will be busy TCAPing. But like always, if you have any questions, you can always message me. Here is our assignment schedule for the week. I did not post a suggested schedule just because the next 2 weeks is really going to be working at your own pace. If you are a full-time Jeffco Virtual kiddo, or if you are a BOCES kiddo, if you are full-time, part-time with another school. So the next 2 weeks is really in flux, but you have all the time that you need to get all of this work completed. So click Next, as always. Here you'll see again the essential questions that are guiding our work this week. The next 2 weeks, you're going to be revising your first draft, and you'll be using my feedback. Now, when you submit your first draft, what I do in Schoology is I provide you detailed individual feedback on your first draft. And you can click on that in your grades, click on your assignment, and click back into the Dropbox, and that's where you'll find all of my feedback on your first draft. I won't be providing as detailed feedback for your final draft because all of my feedback is going on your first draft. What I'll provide for you for your final draft is the rubric without feedback. All the feedback, again, is in Schoology, okay? So it's really important that as you start this week's process that you go back and check my feedback on your first draft in Schoology. And then after you do that, you're also going to be doing some peer editing, so be sure to use that information as well. You're going to be creating a works cited page, and you're also going to be writing a reflection journal on your work in Unit 6. Lots to do these next 2 weeks. So the first thing that you're going to do before you begin editing and revising is to create your works cited page for your definition essay. Be sure that you go through these directions carefully. You have a lot of great resources here, along with videos down here, and also an example of what your works cited page should look like. So be sure that you utilize all of these resources to create your works cited page. You need at least 3 sources minimum. And then submit that works cited page here. So then you'll begin your initial review of your essay, of your first draft. So be sure to go through this information, and hand in hand with that, also look at the rubric again to see how your essay measures up to the rubric. When you are editing and revising your draft, you're going to pay special attention for an opportunity to use colons in your final draft. Now, using a colon can establish a writer's credibility and help clarify information. So what you're going to do is read the information below about using colons in your writing. And then you're going to go to your first draft, actually your final draft, or a draft, your working draft, I guess, and you're going to find at least one sentence in your draft that you can revise to include a colon. And then you're going to highlight that sentence that you revised to include your colon in your final draft. So again, all this, there's great information here on how to use colons, and also a video right here to just reinforce when and why to use colons. So that's the first part of the revision process. Next, you're going to be using this really awesome tool called Writing Reviser to look for grammar as well as style errors in your paper. So you're going to click on this pathway right here, and the link is also down here. And you are going to copy and paste your entire paper into the site, and then look at the categories on the left and move through each of the website's suggestions. The username for this site is Talk7Section, and there's no required passwords, just the username. And do watch this video right here to help you demonstrate how to use this tool. It's a really awesome tool. Then your next assignment this week is to do your peer revisions on your essay. So what you're going to do is you're going to upload your paper into the discussion board, and then you are going to help at least one other student revise their paper. You should read their draft thoroughly and provide in-depth feedback on their work. And your feedback should include something positive about the text as well as a concrete idea for how the paper can be improved. Now here's a special note. No student should receive more than 2 reviews on their paper. Make sure that everyone who has posted a paper has gotten feedback before you review a paper that has already received help. So if you post your essay and you see 2 other students have posted their essay and only one has any feedback, obviously go to the one that doesn't have any feedback. If you're going to post, you really want to you want to have feedback for everyone who actually takes the time to post. Okay, so this discussion is going to be worth 30 points, 10 for posting and 20 for in-depth feedback. And then you're going to take a final look. You've worked so hard and it's finally time to wrap the paper up. What you're going to do is read through the paper one more time and make sure you've incorporated my feedback from your first draft. You've incorporated the feedback from your student reviews as well as the writing reviser. That you've revised and highlighted at least one sentence with a colon. You've reviewed that your paper meets all the minimum requirements outlined in last session. You can click right there if you want to go back to it. And you'll also want to take one more look at that paper with your rubric in hand to make sure that you've done the best you can. When you've done all that and you think you're ready, click Next. You're going to submit your final draft of your definition essay into Turnitin.com. This Dropbox is enabled. So that means you cannot submit your essay here. You have to submit your essay into Turnitin.com. It will not be graded unless you submit it into Turnitin.com. So if you were in my class last year or last semester, then you already have an account with Turnitin.com, and so you could just go to step 6 right here and submit your essay. If you are new to my class and do not have a Turnitin.com account, it is free, and just start with number 1. Follow these directions to create an account and submit your essay. And down here is a video that you can watch if you like. It was made by Ms. Kipp, another teacher here at Jeffco Virtual, so do not use that class ID or password. Use the one right here. Okay? And then finally, the last thing that you're going to be doing in this unit, in this session, is a journal reflection. So please read these questions and think about them thoughtfully and carefully, and then respond to each one with a complete, thoughtful, and well-written responses. And then you are all done. If you have any questions about anything this week, please contact me. I am happy to help, and good luck with your TCAP.